annoy you because of the lag. You'll hear me way before you hear me.
When I listen to Nina.
Oh, okay.
I won't listen to you.
Apparently, we're already streaming. That was like 2 seconds long, so hope we didn't say anything inappropriate. Okay. So I'm finding the new YouTube link live now, and oh gosh, you can definitely hear us on the YouTube laughing, Nina. That's inappropriate. Okay. Reload and see if it's the right stream now. Do 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 do. No, but the Muppets are in my head. Does that count? Does Jared hear us? Jared, Jared, Sherry, Shadra. Okay, well, we're 4 minutes early, but we did it because we weren't really sure how this would go. And the answer is, as per usual, everyone's internet is better than mine at home. It's terrible. Okay, everybody who has reloaded, reload if you haven't already. I'm serious about that. Welcome to tonight's Simcast, Week 6, Day 5. I didn't call it Friday. I am broadcasting live from Florida. And by that I mean, Dubai and Louisville, but also Florida. And I've never broadcasted from Florida before. And I'm staying in a household of a whole bunch of people who probably would appreciate it if I didn't scream the race calls really loudly, so we'll see how this goes. We have races tonight. I think there's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dang it. There's 9 of them tonight. And we actually cut 2 of them from the schedule. We usually call the Arabian Desert Cup and the Marathon, but the Marathon and the Arabian Desert Cup got cut because of the whole Florida situation. So let me just tell you guys a story really quick. There was just a sim gathering dinner that we had right before this broadcast of everybody who's in town for the Pegasus races tomorrow. And we went to this place called Jackson's where they make excessive amounts of food. It's like an old school ice cream parlor kind of place. And the menu has so many options on it, probably like 250 options on it. It's insane, maybe more. But then their whole thing is ice cream. And you're supposed to get these huge things of ice cream. And the sundae that I got, I just ordered a sundae. Like, how bad can a sundae be? It was 1.5 pounds of ice cream without counting, like, toppings. Like, this thing came on a platter, like a big bowl. It was just one. And we all ordered our own. And it was just basically a lot of ice cream, is the moral of that story. And I feel, like, vaguely ill. In a good way. In an ice creamy kind of way. So for those of you who are new to this, because apparently there are a couple newbies, hi newbies, stick around because there are contests and you can win things like silks and stuff. We have an MC. Her name is Nina. She's amazing. She'll be the MC tonight. And she will preview each race and you'll have time to bet on the race. Although please do get your pick 6, pick 4, and daily double wagers in because those all close with the very first race tonight, which is the Desert Turf Sprint. So if you want to do those, get them in now. You've got 5 minutes. And then after Nina previews the race, I'll call the race. And then we will switch back to Nina for the next race. Pretty standard stuff. So it is time to start tonight's program. And the first race is a very, very good deep field. So to talk about them, here's Nina.
I'm sad. I am not in Florida. I'm in the opposite. I'm like in the Arctic tundra. And I did not have ice cream, so I'm jealous. So it's not fair. But we have 8 horses in this Desert Turf Sprint. And I'm very happy to see Composer here. He's trying for a pretty big streak to be 18 for 18. But the first horse in the field is One Who Defends, a steward bred owned by Phil Hofflick. Cost $1.7 million at the TBS yearling sale. This 4-year-old colt is sired by Taste My Blade and out of the Looking Alive mare, Loyal to the Last. Has 6 wins from 15 starts and $1.3 million on his lifetime earnings. Last out was third in the Desert Turf Prep behind Charles the Great and Paladin, where he ran a 76, and was second in the Stewards Cup Turf Sprint last year, week 16, Friday, and was third in the Grade 1 Petitionville Stakes, week 14. Horse number 2 is Charles the Great, owned and bred by Christophe Desjardins. This 4-year-old colt is sired by Reach for the Moon and out of the Damascus Sword Mare, Ocean Ridge. 5 wins from 13 starts, $486,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Desert Turf Prep week 3 over Paladin and One Who Defends with a 88 speed figure. Was 4th behind Sound of Storm and One Who Defends in Meditation in the Stewards Cup Turf Sprint week 16, and then was 4th in the Petitionville Stakes week 14 last year. Patientville? Horse number 3 is 31 Reasons, owned by Nikki Everdeen and bred by the steward. Cost $3.9 million at the TBS yearling sale. This 4-year-old colt is sired by Reach for the Moon and out of the As to War mare, Made of Steel. 5 wins from 15 starts, $422,000 in earnings. Was 5th in the Pegasus Dash week 2 behind Perfect Landing, out of a smaller field. But he did win the week 16 grade 2 guitar trophy over Reaching Madness, and then won the Asian Cup week 14, where both races he ran his career best of an 89 speed figure. Horse number 4 is Death of Vision, a homebred for Rachel Sadler. This 4-year-old is also sired by Reach for the Moon, and out of the luxury mare, I'm Passioned. 6 wins from 15 starts, $428,000 in earnings. Ran his career best last out, week 4 in New Zealand in the Wellington Handicap, where he won with an 88 over Mr. Miraculous. And then he won the Hong Kong Premier Sprint week 2 with an 85 over the Right Moon in Nannycore, and then was second in the Waterford Cup week 14. Horse number 5 is the Big Undefeated Composer, owned by Steven Saratoga. Cost $1.5 million at the TBS yearling sale. This 5-year-old stallion is sired by Mussorgsky, and out of the Typhoon Bay mare, Stormfront, has 17 from 17, $1.3 million in earnings. Won the Grade 1 Runaway Stakes week. This horse hasn't ran yet this year. Anyway, he hasn't ran yet this year. His last race was week 16, year 45, when he won the Runaway Stakes, which is a Grade 1. He has actually won 8 back-to-back Grade 1 races. So good luck to Composer tonight. I think this is the first time he's actually facing one of these top fields, believe it or not. Horse number 6 is Meditation, a homebred for Rachel Sadler. Meditation is a 5-year-old stallion sired by Luxury and out of the side-by-side mare, Star Trooper. 12 wins from 20 starts, $3.2 million in earnings. Won the Hong Kong Sprint Cup week 3 with an 88 speed figure over Ultimate Warrior and On the Line. Was 3rd in the Stewards Cup Turf Sprint behind Sound of the Storm and One Who Defends week 16, and was 2nd in the Patientville Stakes week 14. Horse number 7 is Sonic, owned by Susie Rydell and bred by the steward. Cost $3.5 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Fez and now the special week mare, Buena Vista. 5 wins from 11 starts. Was 2nd behind Perfect Landing in the Pegasus Dash, week 2. Was also 2nd in the Runaway Stakes behind Composer, week 16. And was 3rd behind Composer again, another in the Grade 1 pre-Longchamp, week 14. Last but probably least is Danny Dermy's hybrid, Doctor in Death. This 8-year-old gelding ran last year in this race, which was his only race, and now he must have been mad that he wasn't last, and now is back to avenge the last place to get that finish. So, and that is the field for this year's Desert Turf Sprint. A whole 8 horses. And it is now time for the call. Right? Oh, that's what happens when you you do it 5 minutes early. Oh, okay. Good.
So this morning at Gulfstream, the man that owns Composer, Steven Saratoga, he actually works at Gulfstream Park and the other Florida tracks. So he was there today, and we were talking in the parking lot about some of his picks over the weekend, but also about Composer. And he said that, he had no idea how good this horse was going to be. He put 1.5 million into him to buy him out of the yearling sale, and he just wanted to get his 1.5 million back. So his first 10 races, he was just throwing him at random stakes, trying to make money anywhere he could. And it wasn't until he was 10 for 10 that he started picking his spots and seeing how good this horse was. The thing about Composer is that he is a horse that loves the mud. He loves it. And I don't know if understand how our weather algorithm works, but we went through and figured out, what was the percent chance of rain at any given time in the year at any particular place. And it's extremely small for the deserts of Dubai. It's not going to rain. But it's been raining, and the track is currently listed as good. And he got really lucky suddenly having the track come up as good. He wasn't even going to run here because he knew the horse hadn't run since week 16. But once the track came up good, he started just pounding this horse with workouts and with different exercises, jogging, walking, galloping, all that stuff. So he knows that the horse is coming in maybe a little bit short, but Composer definitely the favorite here to become 18 for 18 and show what he's made of. It's kind of nice to get to talk to Steven Saratoga, who I only see every few years. Another horse in this race that I kind of like is Charles the Great. And I know he's no Meditation or Sonic or any of the other millionaires in this race, but I just think the name Charles the Great is amazing. And I think he's really coming into his own recently, coming off of that win in the Desert Turf Prep. Didn't beat too many big horses in that one. I think One Who Defends is the only horse who came back in this race. But I just think he's going to be a nice force this year in a division that's really gotten good lately. And we can attribute some of the excitement to this division to Laura Smith, who's been writing those amazing articles about the turf sprint division and how good it's been. 1 minute to post. Make sure you get your bets in, not only for this race, but also the pick 4, pick 6, and daily double. The horses are going in the gate, which is my clue to close everything down. Betting is now closed, and the betting pool, the win pool, will close at $49,600. They're off, and it was a perfect start for all 8 runners. Sonic was quick from the gate, joined by Depth of Vision, but now Sonic bursts away from him. One Who Defends up third between horses and 31 Reasons. Then comes Undefeated Composer. He sits mid-pack with Charles the Great behind him. Then Meditation, and already 3 lengths back is Doctor in Death. So it's Sonic, and he leads by 2. Uncontested, no pressure for him. Composer didn't like that, though, and now Composer's moving up between horses. Depth of Vision, One Who Defends, then 31 Reasons. Charles the Greatest 6th still, gets the cue to go. Meditation and Doctor in Death, not today. He's well back. They're coming to the top of the lane, and Composer, he leads now over Sonic, who's dropping out. One Who Defends coming on between horses. Depth of Vision and 31 Reasons. Nothing Today from Meditation. Here comes Charles the Great closing. It's still Composer. He's all out trying to make it 18 for 18. One Who Defends is the danger. Composer on the rail, and One Who Defends. Composer and One Who Defends. It's a photo between Composer and One Who Defends. Charles the Great was flying for third. Depth of Vision and 31 Reasons. The results of the photo are in, and the winner in a massive upset is One Who Defends. Composer had to settle for second by a nose. One Who Defends is 4-year-old bay colt by Taste My Blade out of Loyal to the Last by Looking Alive. He is owned by Phil Hoflick, and he was bred by the Steward. This is his 7th win in 16 starts. Next up, we have the Dubai Millennium Mile, going a mile on the grass for $1 million, and this is a very nice field of 8. Post time is in 9 minutes, I'm pretty sure. So to talk about them, here is Nina.
I'm going to assume it's to me. She just sort of vanished in my ear. I didn't hear that. Yeah, you just literally just vanished. So anyway, this is a field of 8 for the Dubai Millennium Mile. The first horse in this field is What's This? A 6-year-old Steward bred owned by Bernard Kwok. Cost $1.7 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Yohippus and out of the King Kamahema. I can't ever say his name. And out of the Apapane mare. He has 7 wins from 24 starts, $1.3 million in earnings, was second last out behind Good Deed in the Sandcastle Stakes, was 7th in the Stewards Cup Turf Mile behind Distant Dreams, and was second behind Distant Dream again in the Southern California Mile, week 13. Horse number 2 is Good Deed, owned by Carl Smythe and bred by the Steward. Cost $1.2 million at the TBS yearling sale, sired by Good Omen, and out of that same mare, Apapane, has 11 wins from 25 starts, $979,000 in earnings. Won his last 2 starts, which were the Sandcastle Stakes, the Grade 2, over his brother What's This, and won the Prix Duc de Berry week 1 with an 85, leading wire to wire, and then was second behind Wishes Were Horses in the Grade 1 Dortmund Stakes, week 14. Post position number 3 is another Steward bred, this one owned by Randall Allen, Count the Cost, sired by Firestar and out of the Blessed Wolf mare River Song. Cost $2 million at the TBS yearling sale, and so far has won 6 out of 14 starts and earned $344,500 of that $2 million back. Was second in the Grade 3 Chairman of the Board Stakes last out, week 4 behind Without Hesitation with an 81, and was third in the Grade 2 Fleet Admiral Mile, week 2 behind Black and White Film, and then won an allowance race week 16 Thursday. Post position number 4 is another Steward bred. This one owned by James Selby, Wonderfully, is sired by Choyaku and out of the Keys to the City mare Constantly. Cost $805,000 at the TBS yearling sale. This 5-year-old chestnut has earned $836,000, has won 7 of 16 starts, was first last out week 2 in the Grade 3 Arcade Stakes over Chasen and All Your Might with an 87 speed figure. Week 14, he was 5th in the Grade 2 Arcadia Turf Mile. He was second week 11 in the Chicago Turf Mile Challenge behind Distant Dream. Post position number 5 is Night Storm, owned by Vincent Barrett and bred by the Steward. Cost $1.7 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Night Broken and out of the Lanarkshire mare, Infinite Zillions, 9 wins from 18 starts, $809,000 in earnings, was second in the Grade 1 Munachi Mile behind Famous Sayer, and won an allowance race week 1 Friday over Written in Stone with an 84, and then was fifth in the Grade 2 Wellspring Stakes week 14 last year. Post position number 6 is a homebred for Allie Hedgestone, Invocation. This 4-year-old chestnut colt is sired by Bright Heart and out of the Dr. Horrible mare, Isolation. Has 8 wins from 12 starts, $2.9 million in earnings. Won his last 2 starts. Won the Pegasus with an 89 over Dandelion and Theme Park. And then won the Oklahoma Turf week 16 Monday with a 90, and then was second in the Lokite Magic Stakes week 13 behind Chase On. Post position number 7 is Dandelion, a homebred for Lauren Haggerty. This 4-year-old gray colt is sired by Rethan and out of the Lexi mare, Fine and Dandy. 7 wins from 11 starts, $2.2 million in earnings. This colt was second last out in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf Mile, was third behind Distant Dream and Memento Mori in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf Mile, week 16, and then he won the pre-Benjamin Franklin, week 13, over Dark Shadows and Silent Spoken Word with a 92. Last but not least, we have Dr. James, owned by Rachel Sadler and bred by Darren Bergkeist. This 4-year-old bay colt has only 2 starts in his career, and has only won 1 of those. Sired by Dr. Storky and out of the Frankel mare Watched from Above. His only win was week 4 this year in a maiden special weight where he ran an 83. And that is this year's field for the Dubai Millennium Mile. And it is your turn.
Thanks, Nina. It is my turn. For the Dubai Millennium Mile, which is not the race I just clicked on. Okay. There's a whole bunch of steward breds in here, which, of course I'm a fan of because I happen to be the steward. But I would say that the 2 favorites in here are the homebreds, Invocation and Dandelion, and they're not Memento Mori and Distant Dream in terms of rivalry status, but they're kind of getting that way, I feel. Don't you think? Like, they're getting to be a little bit intense, those 2. So, Invocation won the Pegasus, last out over Dandelion. We thought at the time that was going to be Lauren Haggerty's last race in the sim, but Dandelion ran so well that day that she was like, I kind of want revenge on the whole Invocation thing, so she's back, which I'm a fan of because we don't like when people leave, so. Of the steward breds, the one that I would have thought would have been a millionaire by now is Nightstorm. He's getting close at 800,000. But what's this? The 6-year-old has earned 1.3 with only 7 wins. That's the kind of horse you want to own in real life. Doesn't always get the job done, but he sure makes a heck of a lot of money. After this race, I'll do a contest in the chat room for 5,000 game points. Because the broadcast is going on, it will be a guess once per question, win once per night kind of situation. So, Jamie Bates, you're out. You may not win. Pete Vella, you may only guess once. It is post time now. The betting pool for the Dubai Millennium Mile closes at 8,500. And can we just take a moment to play some sad music? That Rebecca Rose Hepburn, queen of the Turf Milers, does not even have a horse in this race. Like, what is that? Can't she dig into the recesses of her barn and pull out a Turf Miler for us? Allie Hedgestone and Lauren Haggerty are coming for you. They're off in the Dubai Millennium Mile, and Dr. James fell to his knees at the start. Very bad break for Dr. James. He's up now, though. Shuffled well back. Dandelion goes to the lead, joined by Good Deed. Nightstorm's in third, then Invocation and What's This? Dr. James after the bad start, Count the Cost, and Wonderfully is the early trailer of the 8 horses. So they go winging around that first turn, and Dandelion is the leader. He leads by a length. No pressure now. Good Deed tracks second. Nightstorm is sitting third, and he's got almost 5 lengths on Invocation in fourth. What's This? The field is very strung out. Dr. James Wonderfully, and then Count the Cost. So they're about 11 lengths apart, and Dandelion is still the leader. Nightstorm moving up between horses and Good Deed. Invocation gets the cue to go. Here's What's This? Dr. James, nothing much from Wonderfully and Count the Cost. They're at the top of the lane, and Dandelion tries to kick away. Here comes Invocation, and here comes Nightstorm in between them. Dandelion, Invocation, and Nightstorm, these 3 are kicking away. Now we're down to 2. As Dandelion backs up, it's Nightstorm and Invocation. Nightstorm running the race of his life. Invocation trying to make it a rare double. Invocation and Nightstorm, and it's going to be another photo in the desert. Between Nightstorm and Invocation, 3 lengths back to Dandelion third, then What's This? Good Deed, and Dr. James. The winner of the photo was Nightstorm in a mild upset, or major upset, depending on how you look at things. Nightstorm is a 5-year-old black horse by Night Broken out of Infinite Zillions by Lanarkshire. He was bred by the steward and is owned by Vincent Barat. This is Vincent's first super major win, I do believe. So congrats to you, Vincent. You have been playing since 2010. Nightstorm is now 10 for 19 and finally is over the $1 million mark. Next up, we have the Desert Duty Free, the first of our 2 insane turf races going long today. A lot of these are turf races, but I meant the long ones. And post time is in... Oh, I let you have a lot of time for this one because the field is big, but it's really not that big. So you're going to have to go way back. You're going to have to go way back. Here is Nina.
Way back. I would have been in this. I almost was in this race, and then a horse decided to suck. So, not in this race. Okay, so there are 8 horses in this field, so it's really the same size as the other races. So not that big. But the first first horse in this field is James Lee, owned by Andrew McCann, bred by the steward, cost $2.3 million. The 6-year-old stallion is sired by Stalingrad and now the Gonzalo mare, Cats. Has 12 wins from 23 starts, $1.9 million in earnings. Was second. This horse is probably going to be, there's a lot of front runners in this race. So anyway, he was second in the Grade 1 Spring Classic behind Space, last out in the week 4 Friday in Africa, and then was second behind Space again, almost identical race. Both times he was a mile and a quarter behind, or length and a quarter behind. Both times ran 83. Both times was second all the way around in the Grade 2 Elevation Stakes. And then week 16 Friday, he did win the Grade 1 Champions Vase over Andy Loves April, wire to wire. Speaking of Andy Loves April, he is in post number 2. He is a 5-year-old gelding, homebred for Tim Matthews, sired by Homeland Security, and out of the Vladimir mare, April. 12 wins from 19 starts, $1.2 million in earnings. Another front runner. This horse was won his prep, the Grade 3 Zazam Stakes, wire to wire with a 90 speed figure over Nimoy and Earl of Sin. Also won his week 2 race in New York, the Fort Greene Handicap, which was a Grade 3 event, wire to wire over Military Medium and Smoke with an 87, and then was second behind James Lee in the Grade 1 Champions Vase, week 16 Friday. Post position number 3 is Lee Cara's Riff, bred by the steward, cost $9. $999,999 at the TBS 2-year-old sale. Sired by Movie Sign and out of the Monster Mare Reluctantly, has 7 wins from 10 starts, $939,000 in earnings. Another front runner. This horse has won his last 3 races, including the Grade 3 Danish Derby, the Grade 1 Los Campeones route, and the Grade 1 English Ledger, where he ran an 87 and 292 speed figures, respectively. Horse number 4 is Jump Into the Fog, bred by the steward and owned by Eric Nalbone. Costs $5 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale. Sired by Kingdom and Rust and out of the Elysian Park mare Juliet. 7 wins from 10 starts, $1.2 million in earnings. This horse sort of has had a little bit of bad luck in his last 2 starts, where he was 7th in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf last out, and then was 7th in the Stewards Cup Turf Week 16, but he did win the Grade 1 Everest Stakes Week 14 Friday over Career of Evil with a 91 speed figure. Post position number 5 is Rainmaker, a homebred for Danny Derby. The 6-year-old dark bay stallion is sired by Moonshattering and out of the Trafalgar mare Ages. Has 9 wins from 24 starts, $1 million in earnings. Was 9th last out over a soft ground week 3, year 46 in the Grand Premio Bolero behind After Earth, where he only ran a 48, and was 4th in the Grade 2 Roma Stakes, going the same distance of 9 furlongs in Italy, week 16 Friday, and then wired the field to win the Grand Premio Castellano, week 14 Friday with a 90 speed figure. The Wild Horse is in post 6, owned by Vincent Barrett, and bred by the steward. Has $1.5 million, or cost $1.5 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Yazil and out of the Andre Mare Racehorse Time. 12 wins from 17 starts, $1.2 million in earnings. Was 3rd in the Danish Jockey Club Stakes week 4 Friday, behind Charlton Heston and King George, and then he won an allowance race week 1 Friday to get his confidence back up after a 6th in the Arc de Triomphe. He ran a 91 in that allowance race over Guzzler, and then was 6th, as I had mentioned, in the Arc de Triomphe, week 14. Post position 7 is Nimoy, owned by Izzy Rafferty and bred by the steward. Has cost $1.6 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Calgone and out of the Elysian Park mare Juliet, making this Lost in the Fog's older brother. Has 10 wins from 23 starts, $801,000 in earnings. Was 2nd to Andy Love's April in the Grade 3 Zazam Stakes week 4. Was 5th in the Mungu Handicap week 1 Friday over down in Kenya, behind Burning Heart and Tomb of Horrors, and then before that ran in the Arc de Triomphe week 14 Friday, where he was 13th behind with Coleman Hell and Reddington. And last but not least, we have Rosov, a homebred for Ryan Whitehead. The 9-year-old black horse is sired by Stalingrad and out of the Tattered Mare Restored Royalty. 7 wins from 16 starts, $2.1 million in earnings. Was 3rd in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf week 2, taking that 4-week rest coming here into the desert race. He ran a 91 in the Pegasus Turf, though. Was 5th in the Stewards Cup Turf week 16, where he ran a 78, and then was 3rd in the Grade 1 Chicago Million week 12 of last year, behind Coleman Hell and Time Limit, where he ran an 82. And that is this year's field for this Desert Duty Free. And I know I have 6 minutes, so I don't know. Are you guys excited for the real life Pegasus tomorrow? I think it's going to be a pretty good race, actually. It actually surprises me that Espinoza is not riding in any of the other races, and Mike Smith is only riding in one race before the race. But yeah, I suppose they're probably both really familiar with Gulfstream, I imagine. I don't know. But how weird is it that one horse drew post 1, the other horse drew post 12? If this was the sim, people would be upset that the two favorites had the worst post positions ever. So, I don't know. I know that everyone, it's California Chrome's last race. It's just going to be so sad not seeing him. But he had a little brother born the other day. Super cute. You haven't seen him. But yeah, who do you guys like to be the my day, I worked. I worked all day. That's what I did. And time went really, really slow. Actually, I worked on a PowerPoint of every animal that's been adopted in 2016. Each animal gets their own slide. And I did 164 of those today. So that's exciting. Yeah. All right. That's my day. And now M doesn't want to hear about it anymore. So to the steward.
So here are my stories. One, I texted Nina this morning because I was worried that she might forget what day it was and that she was working for me tonight. And I said, "Are you ready?" And like hours later, I got back, just single word, "Nope." I hadn't talked to her in days. I was like, are we in a fight? Like, what is this nope business? But luckily she's here, so that's good. So my other story is that today was my first day ever shooting horses at Gulfstream Park. I almost said Golden Gate, that's not the same. at Gulfstream Park. And the way that our team works is that, we have people stationed all around the track. And so that if anything goes wrong, like let's say a horse throws a rider, we will darn sure be sure to get it, right? So I'm on the front side of about the eighth pole, and I can't see anything. Like, you can't see the barns, you can't see the gap, you can't see horses coming on and off. Like, you can't see anything. All you can see is basically the turn to the eighth pole, and it's a very small window of time to be ready to shoot. So I was waiting for Shaman Ghost, who's running in the Pegasus tomorrow. And I was like, I'm pretty pumped about seeing Shaman Ghost. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and I get a text. He's on the track. I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and then I got bored. So then I'm like checking Twitter, and then I'm like, oh, look at all these tweets, and there's pictures of the horses, and all of a sudden I look up, and guess who runs by me? Shaman Ghost. You know those memes? You had one job. Whoops. So that was not so good. So 2 minutes to post for the duty free. Except for there's only $5,000 in the betting pool, so I refuse to call this race until there's at least 15. 10 people go put $1,000 down, or one person put $10,000 down. Come on, Pete Vela, I know you're rich, go pick a horse. This is a very contentious race. And one thing that I love about this race, sometimes it comes up light because so many horses are in the long race, but this race is full of horses who actually want to go this short. So this is a great race. And of course, it does include Andy Loves April, which is probably one of the best names in the sim. Second only to sibling April Loves Andy. See what he did there. One minute to post for the duty free. Yeah, I think Pete Vela came through for us, because there's now 20,000 in the pool. But I'm still stalling anyway, so that I don't throw to Nina for the next race with 6 seconds or 16 minutes or whatever left to go, so she gets mad. She had one story, and you've already heard it. And I'm out of contest questions, because my girl that usually writes me contest questions, which frankly are just the same questions all the time, she didn't send them to me. Heaven forbid I open an old email that says last year's contest questions on them. It's post time. Betting pool closes at $56,100. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to go bet that on the next race, too, so that we don't have this problem again. They're off in the desert duty-free. Slow start for Riff, and Nimoy stumbled as well. Rainmaker had to take up off of him, but now Riff is hustled out to go to the front end, and no one wants to challenge him. Riff is going to be alone on the lead. James Lee is going to take back second, and then Andy Loves April, joined by Rainmaker and Jump into the Fog. They're tightly grouped behind the leader. Rostov is sixth, and then the Wild Horse with 2 lengths back to Nimoy. So they go under the wire the first time with 1 lap left to go, and Riff is leading by a length and some, then James Lee. The rest are grouped together, Andy Loves April and Rainmaker, then Jump into the Fog between horses, Rostov and the Wild Horse, and then it's 2 lengths back to Nimoy. So they go up the backstretch now, and Riff is leading by a length and a half. James Lee, he's got 2 lengths on Andy Loves April as they start to string out. Rainmaker is fourth alongside with Jump into the Fog, then Rostov, who is asked to get going a little bit early, then the Wild Horse, and Nimoy is still the trailer. Half a mile left to run, and Riff is still the leader. No change in order. James Lee. Here's Rostov moving now. Rostov is up into third from sixth. Jump into the Fog still fourth. Then the Wild Horse who's coming on. The Wild Horse closing well. Not enough today from Andy Loves April. He gets the reins shaken at him, but he's not coming on, and Rainmaker drops out. They're at the top of the lane, and Riff is trying to kick on with it. Rostov is the danger, and here's Jump into the Fog between horses. James Lee and the Wild Horse. It's still anyone's race. Riff, Jump into the Fog, and Rostov. Then James Lee. Riff, he's trying to hold off Jump into the Fog, but Jump into the Fog is pulling away, and Jump into the Fog is going to be the winner over Riff and Rostov. It is Jump into the Fog by a length. Riff was second, then Rostov and James Lee, and the Wild Horse was fifth. The official winner is Jump into the Fog. He's a 4-year-old bay colt by Kingdom of Rust out of Juliet by Elysian Park. He was bred by the steward, who's doing pretty well and kind of kicking your guys' butts tonight, so you homebred breeders better, step up. And is owned by Eric Nalbone. God, we all know Eric Nalbone needed a big win. He is now 8 for 11, probably one of the more underrated grass horses out there right now. And look at Kingdom of Rust. He stands for 45,000. And he's the sire of 3 millionaires in his first 2 crops. Next up, and in 8 minutes, is the Desert Golden Sprint with a field of 7. That's pretty perfect. So here is Nina.
Congratulations, Eric. Glad that Lost in the Fog could get a big win in. But now we are to the dirt sprinters for the Desert Golden Sprint. There are 7 horses in this field for $2 million. And starting off, we have Evening Storms, owned by Mike Bryant and bred by the steward, cost $1.8 million at this TBS yearling sale. Started by Overnight Storms and out of the Nicholas mare in Storm or Shine. 6 wins from 13 starts, $391,000 in earnings. Was 4th in the Grade 2 Sandstorm Stakes behind Thunder and Gator Kitten in Eyes on the Sky. Before that, did win the Malibu Beach Stakes, which is a Grade 1 race, Week 16 Friday, over Gator Kitten and Yeeman, with his career best of 91, and was 6th in the Grade 2 Hemikuta Stakes, Week 9. That's quite a big gap there. Horse number 2 is Eyes on the Sky, owned by Gigi Go Faster and bred by Ashley Gibson. Ashley, you breed dirt sprinters. 5-year-old gelding, started by Uji, and out of the Look Jet mare, Look Out Tonight. 3 wins from 18 starts, $82,000 in earnings. Has been 3rd in his last 3 starts, including the Grade 2 Sandstorm Stakes, the Grade 3 Desert Sprint Stakes, which was Week 1, and the Ocean of Fire Stakes, Week 14. Post position number 3 is a homebred for Laura Ferguson, and that is Thunder, a black 5-year-old stallion sired by Look, I Am Scary, and out of that Look Close mare that I'm sure nobody's ever heard of, Lightning. 12 wins from 20 starts, $1.1 million in earnings for Thunder. Won his last race out, which was the Grade 2 Sandstorm Stakes with an 86 over Gator Kitten, and was fourth in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Sprint behind Benefit, Walk-Off Grand Slam, and Half Truths, and then was second behind Benefit again in the Week 14 Grade 1 Lexington Sprint. Post position number 4 is Mercini. Homebred for Kath Sylvia. This 4-year-old bay colt is sired by Prime Factor, and out of the Happy Times Ahead mare, Angel's Breath, has 8 wins from 16 starts, $693,000 in earnings, was second to Endlessly Spin in the Grade 1 Crater Handicap, Week 4 Friday, where he ran an 84. He did win the El Rapido Handicap, Week 2 Friday, over Cafe Del Mar and Hero and Villain, and then was 6th in the Grade 1 Malibu Beach Stakes, Week 16 Friday, behind Evening Storms and Gator Kitten. Post position number 5 is really the only horse that I think is a true front runner when he breaks first, and that is Reflected Desire, owned by Nikki Cozart and bred by Clinton Jacinto. The 6-year-old chestnut horse is sired Bizarani, and out of the AP Sidewinder mare, AP Mirror, 6 wins from 18 starts, $334,000 in earnings, was 5th in the Sandstorm Stakes last out, was 12th in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Sprint, Week 16, and then won the Kiwan Silver Classic, Week 12, wire to wire over Believe in Fate with an 84. Post position number 6 is probably the favorite of this field, and that is Benefit, a homebred from Sprint Queen Brianna McKenzie. This 4-year-old chestnut colt is sired by Hope Rings True, and out of the Leitmotif mare, Friend Zone. 12 wins from 14 starts, $3.7 million in earnings. Won the Grade 1 Pegasus Sprint. Rigged. Anybody hear me? Oh, I heard me. Oh, they can hear me. Good. I was talking about Benefit, but I'll just talk about Benefit again. I don't know where it got disconnected. All I know is that all of a sudden I'm left with a big kaboom in my ear. So, Benefit won the Grade 1 Pegasus Stakes Week 2 Friday for Brianna with a 90. Also won the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Sprint with a 96 speed figure, as well as the Grade 1 Lexington Sprint with a 91. So go Benefit. And last but not least is our favorite little sassy cat in Canada, and that is Gator Kitten, bred by the steward and owned by Xander Zone. This 4-year-old gray colt is sired by DeLorean, and out of the Quicker Than Lightmare, As Light as Air. 7 wins from 14 starts, $661,000 in earnings. Was second in the Grade 2 Sandstorm Stakes, Week 3 Friday, with an 82 behind Thunder, and then was second in the Grade 1 Malibu Beach Stakes, Week 16 Friday, with a 91 behind Evening Storms, and then won the Grade 2 Long Island Sprint Handicap, Week 13 on a muddy track, with a 90 over Smooth Move Man and Mercini, Week 13 Friday. And that is this year's field for the Desert Golden Sprint. And now we are right on time, so we're turning back over to the steward. Hopefully nobody disconnects it.
Thank you, Nina. Can you guys all hear me? I want to make sure everyone can hear me before I call a race. Just making sure. Hello, test, test, test. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, so it's post time for the Desert Golden Sprint. Can Benefit do what If Looks Could did last year? Or will he fall short to Thunder, Gator Kitten, Evening Storms, etc., and so forth? Betting pool closes at $34,600. They're off in the Desert Golden Sprint, and Reflected Desire broke a step slow. So did Eyes on the Skies, but both of those are hustled now, especially Reflected Desire from the middle of the field, and he goes up to take the lead. Thunder is going to join him, then Mersenne. Benefit is going to sit fourth early. Evening Storms, that are tightly grouped. Eyes on the Skies and Gator Kitten is the trailer, but only 2 lengths separates the 7. It is Reflected Desire and Thunder. Those two kicking on. Mersenne is third. Benefit sits 2 lengths back now alongside Eyes on the Skies, then Evening Storms. Gator Kitten is still the trailer, but he gets asked to go. As they're rounding that turn, Thunder has taken over the lead as Reflected Desire spits the bit. Here comes Benefit moving in between horses, and Benefit has started an early run. Mersenne is still there, and then Gator Kitten. They're at the top of the stretch, and Thunder is going to have to hold off Benefit. Benefit is a scary force on the outside. Gator Kitten up third, then Mersenne. Thunder, he couldn't do it though, as Benefit is charged away, and Benefit, he's opening up now. Benefit, and no doubt about it, winner. Benefit is going to be uncontested to the wire, and he is going to be the second horse to win the Sprint Grand Slam. Thunder has to be second, Gator Kitten third, then Mersenne, and Reflected Desire. The official winner is Benefit. He's a 4-year-old chestnut colt by Hope Rings True out of Friend Zone by Le Motif. He's a homebred for Brianna McKenzie, and this was his 13th win in 15 starts. He has now won the 2-year-old sprint championship, the Stewards Cup Sprint, and the Desert Golden Sprint. And the Pegasus. I knew I was skipping one, and I was confused because I was like, that's not 4. Thanks, friend. Next up, we have the Desert Mile, the epic rematch between All of Time and Doctor Who. They've already battled once in the Stewards Cup last year, but it's not my job to tell you about that. So here she is. It's Nina.
Only 5 horses in this field, so it's very small. Yeah, I know. So there's so there's only 5 horses in this field, and I am not in it for once, and it's sad because I miss my DR Hardy. But horse number 1 is homebred for Xander Zone, and that is Osmium, a 5-year-old chestnut colt sired by California Chrome, who will be running in the real life Pegasus tomorrow. So Xander's not California Chrome. He doesn't own California Chrome. This colt is out of the Liquid Gold mare, Gold and Copper, has 6 wins from 22 starts, $338,000 in earnings, was second to Pointless in the Optimist Stakes, week 3, Friday in Turkey, and then was 4th in the Turkey Mile Stakes, week 16, Friday in Turkey, and then was 3rd in the Grade 2 Marked Man Stakes, week 14 in Tennessee, behind Consecration. Horse number 2 is Pointless, owned by Steven Saratoga and bred by Chris Bobby. This 5-year-old gray colt is sired by Point of Pride and out of the shadowless mare, Shadow of the Moon. 11 wins from 20 starts, $1.3 million in earnings. Won his last 2 races, including the week 3 Optimist Stakes over Osmium and Wheel for the Judge, also with an 89, and then won the Grade 3 Desert Challenge Round 1 race, week 1 Friday in Dubai, with an 87 over Bindo Altoviti and Alonso. And then he did bypass the Stewards Cup Dirt Mile, which was probably probably a better thing for him considering how that race went down. But he was second behind Pyrotechnics with an 85 speed figure in the Grade 1 Brooklyn Mile, week 15. Post position number 3 is All of Time, owned by Danny Derby and bred by the steward. Cost $9.5 million at the TPS yearling sale. As we know, All of Time seems to be well worth that, as he is the record mile time holder, which he set in the Stewards Cup Dirt Mile with Doctor Who. This son of a doctor is out of the War Daddy mare, Sleep to Dream, and he was second actually behind Consecration in the desert or the Pegasus Dirt Mile, which was sort of shocking. However, he probably bounced because in the week 16 Friday race, he ran this monster performance in the Stewards Cup Dirt Mile, where he won by a head over Doctor Who and was 12 lengths back to Hallmark. And they all ran 100 speed figures still. And then he won the Grade 2 Mojave Stakes with a 88 by 2.5 lengths over Get Tough and Tale of Two Men. Post position number 4 is Doctor Who, owned by Eric Nalbone and bred by the steward. Eric paid $24 million for this TBS yearling purchase. Sired by Doctor and out of the Just Victory mare Timeless, 11 wins from 17 starts, $9 million in earnings. Was third in the Grade 1 Pegasus Classic after another monster after a monster performance in the Stewards Cup Dirt Mile, week 16 Friday. He wasn't too far back behind Alonzi and James Dean in that Pegasus Classic, where he still ran an 82 speed figure. And he had stretched out to a mile and 3/6 over that, but now he's back to a mile, which seems to be a good distance for him. As I had mentioned, he was second in the Stewards Cup Dirt Mile behind All of Time. But it was only a head back to that, and he did win the Grade 1 Long Island Handicap week 13 Friday on a muddy track with a 94 speed figure leading wire to wire over Calumet and Lords of Chaos. Post position number 5 is really, really big. Owned by Randall Johnson and bred by Fabio Sacras. This 9-year-old bay horse is sired by Big Moment and out of the Big Gamble mare, Big All Over. Has 12 wins from 35 starts, $1 million in earnings. Was third behind Pyrotechnics and Dumpster Fire in the Grade 3 Just an Axe Stakes, week 2 Friday. Also was third in the Grade 1 Brooklyn Mile behind Pyrotechnics and Pointless, week 15 Friday, and then won the Grade 1 Rosita Cup, week 12 Friday in Hawaii, over a Word of Valor and Pointless with an 88 speed figure. Why is Pyrotechnics not in this race? Big question of the day. What? Why are they not here? Probably scared of Doctor Who and All of Time. But that is our very tiny field for this year's Desert Mile. I think the only horse that's going to be gunning on the lead is Doctor Who. All of Time will have to hope that Doctor Who doesn't get too big of a lead over him. And hopefully the 4-week rest did him in, and not did him in, but kept him going, rest enough after his Stewards Cup Dirt Mile. So we are going to throw it over to the steward.
All right, we are 1 minute to post for the Desert Mile. And it's a $2 million race. Not the same as a Pegasus race, but it's still pretty exciting. Again, in talking to Steven Saratoga today, he was pretty excited about Pointless, one of only 2 freaks he has ever owned. The other being Godolphin, who's running in the Louisville Bun Barrette today. The betting pool closes at $31,700. They're off in the Desert Mile. Doctor Who, one step slow, but he's hustled out, and of course, no one's going to go with him today. Doctor Who is going to be the early leader. Gosh, Doctor Who, he's already opened up by 3, 4, now 5 as they go winging into the first turn. All of Time going to be the closest one, then Osmium. Pointless and really, really big is going to be the trailer. So those 4 are 4 across the track with Doctor Who leading by 6 lengths. Now 7, Doctor Who absolutely flying early. All of Time sitting second. He's got a length on Pointless, then Osmium, and really, really big is the trailer with about a dozen lengths front to back as Doctor Who, he leads by 10. All of Time, he gets the reins shaken at him though, and here comes All of Time. Pointless is still third, then Osmium, and really, really big Doctor Who, his lead's only down to 5. He's got 3 furlongs left to go to hold off All of Time, who's coming. Pointless is third, and Osmium, they're at the top of the stretch, and Doctor Who, he's got 4 lengths, but here comes All of Time. They'll be joined again. Doctor Who, he's trying to kick away. Doctor Who, the leader. All of Time on the outside. He's flying down the center of the track. Doctor Who, where's the wire? All of Time. Doctor Who, All of Time is flying, and it's going to be another photo between these 2 horses. Was it Doctor Who or All of Time on the outside? It was a good 5 lengths back to Pointless in third. The official winner, once again, it is All of Time, who has defeated Doctor Who. He went a little too fast on the lead, and All of Time got his nose down on the wire. All of Time is a 4-year-old black colt by Doctor, out of Sleep to Dream by War Daddy. He's owned by Danny Derby and was bred by the Steward. The funny thing about both of these horses is that neither of them is a miler. Both of them really wish they were going a lot further than a mile. Not a lot, but further than a mile. But since they can't go a mile and a quarter, they keep dropping down into mile races, and they are as fast gets. So All of Time, he's now 8 for 13 lifetime with 3 million plus in earnings. Next up, we have the Turf Classic. We're 12 minutes to post, and this is a very, very good field of 11 horses, including a horse named Move On, who has not been facing the best company, but he is 11 for 12 lifetime, and he drew the outside post today. And we've got the big mare, Queen of Atlantis, in here, and of course, everyone's favorite boy, Coleman Hell. So, to preview this intense race, here is Nina.
There are a whole 11 horses in this field, so we better get talking because we finally have a big field. So with the Desert Turf Classic, the first horse in this field is Charlton Heston, owned by Kent Saunders and bred by the Steward, cost $2.6 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Monster and out of the Fact Not Fiction mare, Maria Gorska. 10 wins from 16 starts, $1.3 million in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Danish Jockey Club Stakes week 4 Friday with a 94 speed figure over King George and the Wild Horse. Was second in the ungraded Troubadour Stakes behind Secret Meeting and over Better with 2. And then he was fourth in the Grade 1 Arc de Triomphe Stakes, week 14, Friday, with a 83 speed figure. Post position number 2 is Queen of Atlantis, a homebred for Carol Hansen. This 4-year-old black filly is sired by Kingdom of Rust and out of the Pride of Atlantis mare, Moon of Atlantis. 7 wins from 10 starts, $2.8 million in earnings. Has won her last 4 starts, including the Grade 3 Escala Chromantica Stakes, week 3 Friday in California, where she wired the field over Tehachapi Prison and Party Goer with an 87. She stunned the world by winning, well, maybe not the world, but stunned people by winning the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf week 16 Friday over Coleman Hell in Sideshow. And then she won the Yorkshire 1000 Guineas week 13 with a 100 speed figure, again wiring the field by 4 3/4 lengths over Elise and a Kind of Magic. Post position number 3 is Time Limit, owned by Cleopatra and bred by the Steward, costs $3.2 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Two-Toned and out of the oversized Heart Mare Cookie. 10 wins from 17 starts, $3.9 million in earnings. Won the Desert Gold Stakes week 4 Friday here in Dubai over Laughter in Venezuela. With an 87, was second to Coleman Hell in the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf week 2 Friday, and then won the Grade 1 Melbourne Trophy week 16 Friday with a 92 over Suzuka Silence and the Thunderdome. Post position number 4 is a homebred for Garrett Folsom, and that is Sideshow. He is a 5-year-old dark bay horse sired by Jabberwocky, and out of the untamed Princess Mare Northern Girl. Has 8 wins from 17 starts, $4.9 million in earnings, was second to Secret Meeting last out in the Magic Carpet Stakes week 3 Friday, was third behind Queen of Atlantis and Coleman Hell in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Turf week 16 Friday, and then was fifth in the Grade 1 Arc de Triomphe week 14 Friday behind With Care and Coleman Hell in Reddington. Post position number 5 is Laughter, owned by Xander Zone and bred by the Steward. Cost $5.2 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale. Sired by Liam and out of the July Mare Summer. 5 wins from 10 starts, $547,000 in earnings. Was second behind Time Limit in the Desert Gold Stakes last out week 4 Friday, where he ran an 83, but he did win the Grade 3 Rainbow Bright Stakes week 2 Friday in Germany with an 87 speed figure over Valentino and Rockstar Status, and then was second in the Grade 2 Swiss Grand Prix Stakes week 16 Friday behind Advent. Post position number 6 is Secret Meeting. This 4-year-old bay colt is owned by Likara and bred by the Steward. Cost $4.3 million at the TBS 2-year-old sale. He is sired by Two-Toned and out of the Monster Mare Renewed in Spirit. 8 wins from 11 starts, $768,000 in earnings. Won the Magic Carpet Stakes week 3 Friday with a 92 speed figure over Sideshow in the Thunderdome. Also won the Troubadour Stakes and the Grade 3 Starman Stakes week 1 and week 15 Friday with an 88 and a 91 speed figure. Another horse that we'll probably see close to the lead. Post position number 7 is my Coleman Hell. I paid $1.9 million for this horse at the TBS yearling sale. He is now a 5-year-old stallion, bred by the Steward, sired by Calgone, and out of the Gibraltar Mare Instrumental. 13 wins from 18 starts, $10.7 million in earnings. Wired the field to win the Grade 1 Pegasus Turf week 2 Friday with a 94. Was second to Queen of Atlantis in the Stewards Cup Turf, and was second to With Care in the Arc de Triomphe week 14. Post position number 8 is the Thunderdome, homebred for Carolyn Eaton. This 4-year-old gray colt is sired by Sydney and out of the Usain Mare Peace on Earth. 8 wins from 12 starts, $941,000 in earnings. Has been third in his actually last 3 starts. He was third in the Magic Carpet Stakes behind Secret Meeting and Sideshow, and was third in the Melbourne Trophy behind Time Limit and Suzuka Silence, and was third in the Cox Trophy behind Time Limit and Fireplace. Trying to get out of that thirditis here in Dubai. Post position number 9 is Mr. Miracle, owned by Willie Carson and bred by the Steward. Cost $2.7 million at that TBS 2-year-old sale. He is sired by Andre and out of the Fact Not Fiction Mare City Lost at Sea. 7 wins from 14 starts, $692,000 in earnings. Ran a career best race, or tied his career best race last out in Kenya, week 3 Friday in the Tergat Stakes with a 90 speed figure over Faroudin and Asgard. Was third behind Only Fools Rush In and Hide the Lies in the Grade 1 Los Campeones Turf, and won the Grade 1 Grand Premio Sao Paulo Stakes week 13 Friday with an 88 over Asgard and Confirm Your Faith. Post position number 10 is Leave Them Wondering. Owned by Mike Springer and bred by the steward, this TBS 2-year-old colt cost $946,000. Or he cost $946 at the TBS 2-year-old sale. He is not 2, he is 4. Sired by Calgone and out of the Gibraltar mare, Leave Me Wanting. 4 wins from 10 starts, $417,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 1 Hong Kong Silver Cup week 4 Friday before coming into this race. Was second behind Thunder Mountain in the Liari Cup, Grade 3 in Pakistan, and then was second behind Fascism in the Grade 3 Pre-Day Hugo Stakes, Week 16 Monday. Post position number 11 is Move On, which is a fantastic song. If you haven't listened to it, it's by Coleman Hill. So anyway, John Slotman is the owner of Move On. He cost $3 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Quite the Feat and out of the Opera Ghost mare, Dark Opera. Has 11 wins from 12 starts, $1 million in earnings. Has won his last 5 starts, including, which were all in Japan and New Zealand, the Big Yen Stakes, where he ran a 92, the Grade 1 Japan Trophy with a 92, and the Grade 1 Japanese St. Ledger with a 91. And that is this year's field for the Stewards Cup remove the Stewards Cup, the Desert Turf Classic. For some reason, I can't wrap my brain around that it's week 6, and I keep thinking it's Friday of Stewards Cup week, so that's why I keep saying it like that. But anyway, I think now with 3 minutes to post, we can turn it over to the steward.
Thank you, Nina. And if anyone follows me on Twitter, I am currently tweeting photos from today. Lots of pictures of the enormous Pegasus statue. And now I'm finally getting to horses because, let's get real, the giant Pegasus statue was the most important thing. But if you're into that kind of thing, I just put up an arrogant photo from today. And he looks very gray, like usual. Quite the gray horse. So we are 3 minutes away from this very contentious race. I honestly believe that of the 11 horses, probably 10 have a legitimate chance to win, which is pretty awesome. Now everyone's scrambling to see which horse I think can't win this race. But anyway, there's some kind of underdog horses in here that have been knocking on the door, such as Charlton Heston. You can tell I was on a Coleman Hill kick because Charlton Heston, Coleman Hill himself, and Move On are all from that same ilk.
Should always be on that kick.
Oh gosh. Nina made me laugh and then I choked. Hold on. And we're back. It's 1 minute to post. I'd love to see another 10,000 in the betting pool. Laura, in answer to your question, I'm actually not on Instagram because my bosses all use Twitter, so Twitter is what I do. We're about 30 seconds away. Oh yeah, Scott wants the results of the marathon. That's legit. Scott would want the results of the marathon. Again, we're not calling the marathon tonight, not because we hate the marathon or the Arabian race, but because of time crunchiness. And the result of the marathon is that Danny Derby was second with Keeper of Secrets, Brianna McKenzie was third with Commentary, and Gru for Art Vandalay was fourth. See what I did there? I purposely left out Scott Island and Center of Time. They won. Obviously. Come on, Scott. Was that even a question? Although he did only win by a neck. It was quite the marathon. Neck, nose, and then 3 lengths. Okay, it's now post time for the Desert Turf Classic. Field of 11, going 1.5 miles on the grass. They're off. In the Desert Turf Classic, Queen of Atlantis was one step slow, but the rest were away well. Coleman Hell, he wants the lead, but he is joined by the filly Queen of Atlantis, and those two kick away. Then comes Time Limit, Secret Meeting, Leave Them Wondering, Move On, the Thunderdome, and then Charlton Heston with Sideshow alongside Laughter, and Mr. Miracle is the early trailer as they come to the top of the stretch for the first time. And it is two horses battling up front. That is Queen of Atlantis and Coleman Hell. A rematch of the Stewards Cup turf last year as those two kick away. They're 3 in front of Time Limit, who's third. Then comes Secret Meeting and Leave Them Wondering side by side with Move On back sixth. The Thunderdome is a length in front of Charlton Heston, and then Sideshow. Laughter is 10th, and Mr. Miracle brings up the rear. So they go under the wire the first time, and Queen of Atlantis, she now leads by a neck. Coleman Hell alongside, and they've got 5 lengths on the rest of the field. Those two ding-donging along with Time Limit back third. Secret Meeting and Leave Them Wondering 4th and 5th side by side, and the field is really strung out as Charlton Heston is 6th, and he is 5 lengths behind Leave Them Wondering. Move On is 7th with the Thunderdome alongside, then comes Sideshow, Laughter, and Mr. Miracle. They turn up the backstretch, and it's Queen of Atlantis and Coleman Hell. Now, Coleman Hell puts his neck back in front. Queen of Atlantis just lets him do that. They're still side by side. Time Limit in third, then Secret Meeting, Leave Them Wondering, and Charlton Heston. Move On, the Thunderdome and Sideshow. They're got 1/2 mile left to run, and now Coleman Hell says, see ya to Queen of Atlantis, and Coleman Hell suddenly opens up. He's suddenly 2 lengths in front of Queen of Atlantis. She's still second, but Time Limit is the one breathing down her neck, and Time Limit is going to be the danger. Secret Meeting still fourth, then Leave Them Wondering, the Thunderdome, Move On, Charlton Heston, and Sideshow. They're at the top of the stretch, and Coleman Hell can see the wire. He tries to kick away. Queen of Atlantis, she's battling back, and Time Limit going very wide off the course, and Time Limit is in the middle of the track running them down. The Thunderdome is the one up fourth, then Move On, who's flying, and Charlton Heston. But up front, it's Coleman Hell and Queen of Atlantis. They've been swallowed up by Time Limit, and Time Limit spits them out and spurts away. Time Limit, he's now 1, 2, 3 lengths in front. Coleman Hell and Queen of Atlantis, they have to settle for minor awards as Time Limit is going to be the big winner in the Turf Classic. Time Limit wins by 2.5 at the wire, Coleman Hell second, Queen of Atlantis third, then the Thunderdome, and Move On. The official winner is Time Limit. He's a 5-year-old chestnut horse by Two-Toned out of Cookie by Oversized Heart. He is owned by Cleopatra and was bred by the steward. This is his 11th win in 18 starts, and he, I think, goes over the $5 million in earnings mark, or is just under. No, he goes over. That's amazing. Next up is the last one from the desert, and that is the Desert World Cup. 9 horses going 1.25 miles on the main track, and post time is in 11 minutes. Here is Nina.
Congratulations, Cleo and Time Limit. So we're back for the Desert World Cup. Post position number 1 is a homebred for John Exet, and that is Underdog. He is a 5-year-old gray horse. Wow, choked on that word. Sorry. Sired by Ants Marching, and out of the Stay Inside mares Stay. 2 wins from 15 starts, $36,000 in earnings. His last win came week 3, year 45, where and then after that he's been sort of chilling in non-winners at 3. His last 3 races were a 4th, a 2nd, and an 8th, with his highest of the 3 being a 77 speed figure, and that was week 16 Monday. Post position number 2 is Paint the Night, owned by Danny Derby and bred by the steward. This is 4-year-old black filly, is sired by Horcrux and out of the Awake as I Am mare, All That I Am. $12 million at the TBS yearling sale. Has 7 wins from 11 starts, $3.5 million in earnings, won the Grade 1 Pegasus Distaff, last out week 2 Friday over Minneapolis and Eye of the Storm, where she ran a 92 speed figure, was second behind CN Tower in the Stewards Cup Distaff week 16 Friday, where she ran a 91, and she did win a race called 319 Cap week 14 Friday over Burn the Night in Sweet Maple with a 91 speed figure. Post position number 3 is a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn in Iron Spirit, 5-year-old gray stallion, sired by Rambling and out of the War Daddy mare Frostburned. 10 wins from 16 starts, $1.6 million in earnings. Won his prep for the Desert World Cup in the Grade 3 highly regarded stakes, week 3 Friday, over Grew and Talk It Round, going 1 mile and 3/8, and then was 5th in the Stewards Cup Classic, week 16 Friday, behind Brilliantly James Dean and Gryffindor, and then won the Grade 2 Summerbird Stakes, week 13 Friday, on a sloppy track with an 89 speed figure over Kiefer and Spellbound. Post position number 4 is a homebred for Scott Island, and that is Love Is Your Name. 4-year-old Dark Bay Colt, sired by Easy on the Eyes and out of the Stay Inside mare Regan, has 4 wins from 11 starts, $408,000 in earnings, was 3rd in his prep for this race in Florida, week 3 Friday, behind Bring the Darkness and Degrassi, but still ran an 87 speed figure. Won his race week 16 Friday in the J.C. Gonzalez Memorial Handicap, where he wired the field for a 93 over Cosmere and Endless Night. And then was 3rd in the Grade 3 Michigan Derby behind One Last Breath and Immortalized week 14 Monday. Post position number 5 is a homebred for Susie Rydell in Kiefer. This 5-year-old chestnut stallion is sired by Anointed and out of the Firefly mare Shindig. 7 wins from 16 starts, $1.3 million in earnings. Was 3rd in the elusive Pegasus Handicap week 2 Friday, behind You Never Know and Terror Me Red, but still ran an 80. Did win the Grade 1 Los Campeanos Classic week 16 Monday, going 10 furlongs on a fast track over Sharpshooter and Nick, where he ran a 91, and was 2nd to Iron Spirit in the Grade 2 Summerbird Stakes, week 13 Friday. Post position number 6 is The Best Man, a homebred for Xander Zone. This bay 5-year-old stallion is sired by Maelstrom and out of the East mare Bride. 8 wins from 17 starts, $2.5 million in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Desert Challenge Round Stakes week 3 Friday with a 90 speed figure over Brilliantly and Just So You Can. Was 2nd in the Grade 1 Seeks Thrills Handicap, where he was behind Alonzi with an 83, and then won the Grade 2 Kentucky Crown Classic week 13 Friday on a sloppy track with a 92 over Piper's Pit and Magician King. Post position number 7 is Scott Island's Mohawk, bred by the Steward and cost $6.8 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Grant and out of the Braveheart mare Breathe. 5 wins from 11 starts, $386,000 in earnings. Was 1st in the Grade 3 Deals with the Devil Stakes over a good track, going 12 furlongs. He was a length ahead of Field by Hate and D's Shocky Mott or whatever. In week 2 Monday on a sloppy track, he won the Grade 2 Sloppy Stakes, where he ran a 91 and won by a nose over Spellbound and Fugitive Dream, and then won the Grade 2 Panama International week 16 Monday on a good track over The Best of It and Miracle in Me. Post position number 8 is the Stewards Cup Classic winner, Brilliantly, owned by Louise Bayou and bred by the steward, cost $7 million at the TBS yearling sale. Started by Messiah and out of the East, Mayor Chocolate. 8 wins from 16 starts, $4.7 million in earnings. Was second in the Grade 2 Desert Challenge round behind the best man, but that's okay because he still won the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Classic Week 16 Friday in Texas, going this distance over James Dean in Gryffindor, and it was third in the Grade 1 Arcadia Classic, week 14 Friday on a fast track with an 80. Post position number 9 is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and that is James Dean. This 5-year-old bay stallion is sired by Newsroom and out of the Night Fury mare Pact. 8 wins from 15 starts, $8.3 million in earnings. Was second in the Grade 1 Pegasus Classic race week 2 Friday behind Elonzi with a 92. And was second to Brilliantly in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Classic week 16 Friday, and then he did win the Grade 1 Oceanside Classic though, week 12 Friday with a 93. Definitely think he's still waiting for his, well, I guess he won the Desert World Cup last year, so see if he can be a back-to-back winner. Not a huge amount of front running speed in here for him to challenge him, and yeah, so that is this year's field for the Desert World Cup. And with 4 minutes to post, do you want to take it over? Okay. Okay. Let's say anything. Hit him with a pillow.
Okay. I have the. I was busy doing the tweeting of the pictures again. I'm a big fan of doing that. So, yeah, we're 3 minutes post for the $6 million Desert World Cup. And you guys, like, I am blessed because I am staying somewhere right now for free that I am very, very grateful to be staying. There, it seems like kind of a modge podge of random people who are staying here right now. And so where I'm staying, it's like a condo complex, and there's all these super nice condos, but they're like on top of each other and like really close together. So anyway, I was under the impression that even though it's 10:15 at night, that someone was like drilling because I keep hearing this rumbling in the wall behind me, and it's like a constant rumble. It's like it sounds like someone's drilling holes in the wall, and it's taken me about half an hour to realize that it's someone snoring on the other side of the wall, and it's like really loud. It's like the loudest snoring that could possibly ever be happening. And so I'm just laughing because, dude, like, blow your nose or something. It's like ridiculous. Anyway, 2 minutes to post for the World Cup. And I think the big question here tonight is James Dean. He's on the outside, but it's the 9 hole. It's not like the 15 hole. So he goes right to the front. He often breaks bad. The question is whether or not he's going to get into a speed duel with the best man, because that's the thing that happens to him regularly, and it's gotten him beaten a few other races. He won this race last year. He loses a bunch of races that he should win. Third in the Louisville Derby, second in the Midsummer Classic. He's been third in the Stewards Cup Classic, and then last year he was second in the Stewards Cup Classic, second in the Pegasus Classic. Does he break through to be the first horse to do the Desert World Cup double? I don't think anyone's won it twice. I could be wrong. That could be a contest question. Or is he going to, get caught up in a speed duel and run freaking second and third again? Like, that's the question when you're betting this race. Do you trust James Dean to come through on a big day? And if you don't, who do you like instead of him? Like, Paint the Knight, who's in here for Danny Derby, it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's a tough spot for a filly to be, but this is a filly bred up and down for a mile and a quarter, coming off a win in the Pegasus. Why not run here? Like, what else is she gonna do? Go run for, 1/6 of the price? Not even 1/12 of the price somewhere. Like, this is where she should be. So there's a lot of speed in here with James Dean, and then Love Is Your Name, and also The Best Man. And even Kiefer a little bit has some speed, so they could go fast. If they do, who are the closers? Brilliantly. Iron Spirit, Mohawk. Those are the closers. So awesome race here, and it is post time for the Desert World Cup. Betting pool closes at $28,000. They're off, and James Dean was one step slow. James Dean hustled hard, though, and he was outbroken by Love Is Your Name, but now he starts to roll clear. Love Is Your Name takes back off him, and alongside is the best man. Then comes Kiefer, Underdog, Paint the Night, and Iron Spirit brilliantly, and then comes Mohawk, the trailer. So they go into the wire the first time, and James Dean, he leads by a length and some. Love Is Your Name and the best man in behind him, and they're keeping the pressure on and the pace fast. Kiefer sits fourth, a length ahead of Underdog, and then comes Paint the Night, Iron Spirit, and brilliantly all together with Mohawk, the trailer. Up the backstretch they go now, and James Dean, he leads by 2. He's trying to crush this field as he did last year. The best man a clear second now. Love Is Your Name is third. Kiefer has 5 lengths on the rest. Then Underdog, Iron Spirit, brilliantly, the filly Paint the Night, and Mohawk. They have half a mile left to go in the Desert World Cup, and James Dean leads by almost 3 lengths, running the field ragged as he does. Kiefer is the first to move. He's up into second. The best man has cracked. Love Is Your Name drops back, and here come the closers. Iron Spirit and brilliantly flying around horses. Paint the Night gets going as well. They're at the top of the stretch, and James Dean is a quarter mile away from another massive payday. Kiefer is at his flank, though. Here comes Iron Spirit, hard charging on the outside, brilliantly wide. James Dean is staggering. Kiefer, Iron Spirit, blast past them all, and Iron Spirit has claimed the World Cup as his own. Iron Spirit, the winner, a length to James Dean. Kiefer third, then brilliantly, and Paint the Night. The official winner is Iron Spirit. He's a 5-year-old gray horse by Rambling out of Frostburn by War Daddy. He is a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn, and this is his 11th win in 16 starts. Next up, we move to Louisville for the Louisville Oaks, a field of 9 awesome fillies. Post time is in 13 minutes. Kind of a light field here in the Oaks, just because we usually have a full field of 14. But it seems like the regular players had all of the good girls this year, such as Art Vandelay, he left out 2. Susie Rydell left out 1. Danny Derby and Eric Nalbone, he's got 2 in, and he left out 1. So they had to make their choices. You can only run 2 instead of the Derby where you can run 3. And to talk about them, second to last race, here is Nina.
Congratulations, Rebecca, on winning the Desert World Cup with Iron Spirit. So now we are back into the Louisville Oaks for the 3-year-old fillies. I haven't really been following the 3-year-old fillies because I haven't had a good dirt router in a while, so I've been ignoring them. But so yeah. But the first horse in this field is Some Other Girl, owned by Danny Derby and bred by the steward. Cost $4.3 million at the TBS yearling sale. She is sired by Our Lions Reel and out of the Night Fury mare, Lightning and Fire. Has 3 wins from 5 starts, $154,000 in earnings. Won her 2 prep races this year for the Oaks, the Silver Bullet Stakes, where she ran in 89, and the Grade 2 New Orleans Oaks, Week 4 Friday, where she ran in 90 over Ghost of Christmas. She did run in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies Week 16 Thursday, but she was 8th in that field. Probably may appreciate more distance with Our Lions Real as a sire, so we'll see how she likes the 9 furlongs in the Oaks. Post position number 2 is the undefeated Chasing Joy, homebred for Izzy Rafferty. She is a 3-year-old Dark Bay filly, sired by Messiah, and out of the Skipping Stone mare, Ricochet. Is 4 for 4, $1.1 million in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Fantastic Stakes over Princess and Patria. And then she did win the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies, which was on Thursday of week 16 with a 92 speed figure over Renette and Lady So Divine. And she won the Grade 3 Mercy Stakes as her prep for the Stewards Cup. Post position number 3 is Napa Valley. She is a homebred for Eric Nalbone. This 3-year-old chestnut filly is sired by Doctor and out of the wake is I Am Mare Corona. We may have heard of that filly. She is 3 for 4 lifetime, $158,000 in earnings. She did break her maiden with a 99 speed figure. After that, she sort of slowed it down a tiny bit if you consider mid 80s slow. She did win the Grade 2 Las California Stakes as a prep race for this week 3 Friday, where she ran an 86 over Promise All and Game Secrets, was 5th in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies, where she ran an 84, and she did win the Grade 3 Spirituality Stakes week 13 Friday with an 86. One of the fillies that we'll see go straight to the lead, probably. Post position number 4 is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and that is lovely. She is a lovely black 3-year-old filly sired by Firefly and out of the Just Victory mare Aspirational. 3 for 4 lifetime, $190,000 in earnings. Won her 2 prep races for the Oaks, the Dare to Dream Stakes week 3 Friday, where she ran a 92 over All That I Dreamed and crushed the day. And then she ran an 88 speed figure in the Grade 2 Dance Stakes week 16 Friday over Where Will It End and Princess. She was 2nd in the Grade 3 Skyflyer Stakes week 13 Friday. Post position number 5 is a homebred for Susie Rydell, and that's Rainette. She is a 3-year-old Dark Bay filly sired by Easy on the Eyes, and out of that, the other man mare, Rose, has 3 wins from 5 starts, $698,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 1 Southern California Oaks week 4 Friday over Sassenach and Princess Rusty, and then was 2nd in the Grade 3 Texan Derby, where she took on the boys and lost to Sir Topham Hatt, but still ran in 88 and was 2nd in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies behind Chasing Joy, where she ran in 91. Post position number 6 is a homebred for Eric Nalbone, Smoke Show. She is a 3-year-old Dark Bay filly sired by Easy on the Eyes and out of the Paramount mare, Wonderful Dream. 3 wins from 4 starts, $158,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Albuquerque Park Oaks week 4 Monday with a 91 speed figure over the Scarlet in You and True Blood, and then won the Grade 3 Bayshore Oaks over All Is Calm and the Old Mill with a 92 speed figure. Her only loss came week 14 last year in the Grade 3 Mercy Stakes, where she lost to Chasing Joy. Post position number 7 is Lady So Divine. She is a 3-year-old filly homebred for Erin Sanderson. She is sired by URIM and out of the highly regarded mare High Dreams. Has 4 wins from 5 starts, $432,500 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Warm Stakes week 4 Friday, and then won the Grade 3 Torrid Night Stakes, which was week 2 Friday, where she beat Sleep No More with an 87, and then she was 3rd in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Fillies week 16 Thursday behind Chasing Joy, where she still ran a 90. Post position number 8 is Jenny. She is a 3-year-old black filly homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn. She is sired by Doctor and out of the Just Victory mare Timeless, full sister to Doctor Who. And she has 2 wins from 6 starts, $326,000 in earnings, was 3rd last out behind Be My Keeper and Where It Began in the Grade 2 Gontaran Stakes, week 3 Friday. She did finish 2nd to Oakland in the Grade 1 Stewards Cup Debutante, which was the mile race. Before that, where she ran an 89, and then she ran in the Grade 1 Lexington Debutante at a mile week 14 Friday, where she ran an 85 where she won over War Reserves and Skull Death. Post position number 9 is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and that is You Are Special. You Are Special is a 3-year-old bay filly sired by URIM and out of the Messiah mare Skyfall. 4 wins from 5 starts, $167,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 3 Royalty Stakes week 4 Friday over Peg Up the Field in Nordic Flight, where she ran in 88. Also won her mama's race, the Grade 3 Skyfall Stakes, week 2 Friday, with an 88 speed figure over Sassenach and the Dream, and was second in the Magnier Stakes in Japan, week 15 Friday. I didn't know she was in Japan, where she lost to the Old Mill with a 79 speed figure. And I feel like it's only 9:30 and we only have 2 races left, and that just seems weird to me. But that is Shear's field for the Louisville Oaks. We still have. I'm not used to such a short field for these races. We should have talked about the Bunbury and the Bunbarette. So maybe we can figure out who the winners are. Probably not. Maybe. Oh, well, let's find out who won the Bunbury and the Bunbarette and talk to the steward.
Okay, so yes, let's talk about the Bunbarette and the Bunbury since we have way too much time because the Oaks drew a field of 9. Let me close the races though so that you can't bet on them, you naughty, naughty people trying to bet. So the Bunbarette was a field of 7. It was a very, very good field in my humble opinion. The winner, easily though, mild drive, the undefeated Godolphin. Makes up for Steven Saratoga losing with the previously undefeated Composer. This filly was last early, and she rolled, and she won by a length and a quarter over Sitcom for Brandon McNulty. Then came First to 10, New Myers Roof, Our Very Last Kiss, Wild Tiger Eyes, and Silver Starlight. And looking at the field as I am right now on this chart, of the 7 horses, 4 are freaks. 2 of the other 3 are like 1 or 0.01 away from being freaks, and the last is a stakes. I mean, so there's 3 stakes, but you know what I mean, almost freaks. So that's a pretty cray-cray race. Next up is the Bunbury, and another short field this year was the Bunbury. Only 6 in that one, and there's been quite the rivalry with Nick of Time and Solid Blue. Nick of Time lost to Solid Blue, and I Am Right Here actually last time out, but Nick of Time beat Solid Blue in the Stewards Cup Bunbury last year. Before that, Solid Blue beat Nick of Time, etc. and so forth. But it actually was I Am Right Here who got the revenge today. He won by a length over Nick of Time. Solid Blue was back 4th behind Bengal, who was 3rd. Rigsy was 5th, and again, the top 4 horses were freaks, and then the next 2 horses were high stakes. So basically what I'm saying is that turf routing is getting really competitive. It is hard to have a big horse there, but there are lots of options in turf routing. You can be Europe, South America, Australia, which I almost just called Alaska, but it's not the same thing at all. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. So next up is the Oaks, currently a betting pool of 42,000. Would love to see it go over 50 in the next 2 minutes. And then weirdly, we only have a field of 17 for the Louisville Derby. We almost always draw 20, just as they do in real life. But there were some people who were like hiding or something. There are some nice colts actually not running in the Derby today. I guess I shouldn't be talking about that yet since it's, not that time. It's Oaks time. And my computer is about to die, so I need to plug it in. Oh, don't worry, Pete. If Nina tosses to me before the Derby with time, I will call out the horses that are not in that race. Hashtag Lee Cara, hashtag Sleepless Roads, hashtag you should be in the race. Oops. Did it early. I don't think anyone's going to mind horribly if we end the night a little bit early, so let's just go ahead and do this race, shall we? Betting pool closes at $42,300. The 46th, wow, that's insane, Louisville Oaks will take place now. They're racing in the Oaks, and it was a perfect start for all 9 runners. You Are Special shows early speed, and there is Raynette with her 2, joined by Napa Valley, then Lady So Divine. Some Other Girl sits back mid-pack, Lovely alongside Smoke Show, and then Chasing Joy, and Jenny is the early trailer. So they're sweeping around the first turn with 7 furlongs left to run. It is You Are Special leading by just about a length. Napa Valley and Raynette side by side, and they've got 4 lengths on the rest. Lady So Divine, Some Other Girl, Lovely, Smoke Show, Chasing Joy, and then comes Jenny. No change in order with 5 furlongs left. You Are Special leads the charge with Napa Valley and Raynette in behind. There are 5 lengths on the rest. Lady So Divine leads that group, then Some Other Girl, Lovely, Smoke Show, and Chasing Joy, and Jenny. They round the far turn now with just over 3 furlongs left to go, and You Are Special starts to shake clear. She's been uncontested throughout. Napa Valley still chasing second. She's put Raynette away. Lady So Divine, here comes Chasing Joy to join Some Other Girl. Nothing from Lovely or Jenny. 3/16 left to go in the Oaks. You Are Special. She's a length in front still. Napa Valley trying her heart out. Lady So Divine closing, and Raynette too, but You Are Special. Oh, she is. She's a length clear in the Oaks. Napa Valley's going to have to settle for second. Lady So Divine third. It was You Are Special in the Oaks. The official winner is You Are Special. She's a 3-year-old bay filly by URIM out of Skyfall by Messiah. She's a homebred for Art Vandelay, and this was her 5th win in 6 starts. And I think this is Art's first Oaks win. Pretty sure. Weirdly enough, looking at the Oaks, there's not as many freaks in the Oaks as there were in like the Bunbury and the Bunbret. So maybe the 3-year-old dirt filly is not as good as their turf counterparts this year. All right, next up is the big one, the Louisville Derby. One more time, Nina. Take it away.
Congratulations, Art in the Oaks. But now we're going to look at, we do have a bigger field, 17 horses. Still don't think I've ever called a or talked about a Louisville Derby that has not been 20 horses. So again, smaller than I was anticipating. But the first horse in the field is Storm Up Ahead, owned by Chris Bobby, bred by the steward, cost $13.5 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Rambling and Out of the Wake As I Am Mare, All That I Am. He is undefeated, 5 for 5, $355,000 in earnings. He prepped for this race in the Grade 1 Hot Springs Derby, where he ran an 85 over a new and Dreamy Eyed. And then he won the Grade 3 End Result Stakes over Rollin' in the Deep and Ghosts of Summer with a 90. And he won the Grade 1 Inglewood Futurity instead of going to the Stewards Cup over Kisapa and the Soldier Antiboy, where he ran an 89. Post position number 2 is a horse that I'm sure nobody really had an eye on earlier in the year, and that is Susie Rydell's homebred Dragonfly. He is a 3-year-old bay colt, sired by Man of Mystery and Out of the Wake As I Am Mare Amber. 2 wins from 4 starts, $166,000 in earnings. Started off his career pretty rocky with a 2nd and a 5th place in his maiden special weights, and then the year turned over and Dragonfly learned how to fly as he won the week 1 Monday Sunshine Derby with a 97 speed figure, and then won the Grade 1 Sunshine Park Derby week 3 Friday by a neck over Judge of Time with a 93. Post position number 3 is Be a Little Proud, owned by Doug Kidwell, bred by the steward, cost $7.5 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Because I'm Happy and Out of the Father Ralph mare Parachutes. Only has 1 win to his name, though, out of 4 starts, $97,000 in earnings. His only win came as a maiden year 45, week 10. Since then, he has been 3rd and 2nd, with a 2nd in the Grade 2 Rivalry Stakes behind Scissorhands, week 3 Friday, and then he was second in the grade 2 2-year-old marathon behind Kaiser Soze. Kaiser Soze? I don't know how to say that. Soze in the which was week 16 Friday. Post position number 4 is Steelheart, owned by Michael Looker and bred by the steward. Has a cost $10.9 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Managed Mystery and out of the East Mare Chocolate. 3 wins from 4 starts, $237,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 3 Sun Devil Derby Week 3 Monday in Arizona with a 91 over Agent Shields and Do the Disco Dance. What did run in the Stewards Cup Juvenile, where he was 8th behind Saturday Silence, Circle of Life, and Album of the Year. Only ran a 59 there, but did win the Grade 1 Bubbly Stakes Week 14 Friday, where he ran a 91 over Quirrell and Bellum Synchrum. Post position number 5 is a homebred for Rebecca Rose Hepburn in Direwolf. This 3-year-old chestnut colt is sired by Mint and out of the Maelstrom mare Sunrising. Has 2 wins from 4 starts, $267,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Battle Cry Stakes Week 3 Friday over Doomsday Gaze and Bloodless Power, where he ran an 89. Did run 3rd in the Stewards Cup Juvenile behind Saturday Silence and Circle of Life. Also was 2nd in the Cape Stakes, which was a Grade 3 event behind Album of the Year, but still ran a 90. Post position number 6 is The Stone, owned by Keith Maidlow and bred by the steward. Cost $2 million at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Together and out of the Flames mare Dauntless. Only has 1 win out of 5 starts and $62,000 in earnings. Ran week 5 Monday. So he's coming in off of a just shy of a 2-week rest, in where he was 2nd in the Grade 2 Chicago Derby behind Westwood, but he still ran a 93, which is what I'm assuming earned him a spot here. And then was 3rd in the Grade 2 Pacific Coast Highway Stakes Week 2 Friday behind Kaiser Soze and Death, where he ran an 80, and he was 7th in the Stewards Cup Juvenile. Post position number 7 is Close Your Eyes, owned by Phil Hofflick and bred by the steward. Phil paid $2.1 million for him at the TBS yearling sale. He is sired by Ace and out of the Flames mare Desert Scorcher. 2 wins from 4 starts, $89,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Alpha Stakes Week 3 Friday and earned his spot here when he beat Album of the Year by 2.5 lengths and ran an 89 speed figure. Before that, he just won his maiden Week 16 Friday, where he ran an 87 over Precinct and Troubadours. Post position number 8 is Quirrell, owned by Tian Long, bred by the steward. Cost $1 million at the TBS yearling sale. Sired by Voldemort and out of the Father's Day mare Wisp. 2 wins from 5 starts, $197,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Buccaneer Derby Week 3 Friday as his prep for this race over Film and Ghosts of Summer. Was 2nd in the Grade 3 Our Lions Real Stakes Week 1 Friday behind Happy This Way, where he ran a 76, and then was 2nd in the Bubbly Stakes behind Steelheart Week 14 of Friday. Post position number 9 is Circle of Life, a Danny Derby homebred. This 3-year-old chestnut colt is sired by Messiah and out of the Maelstrom mare Wish Upon a Star. 4 wins from 5 starts, $710,000 in earnings. Started his career out with a bang, running a 100 speed figure, and then dropped it down itty bitty little bit, still running in the 90s. Won his prep for this race Week 4 Friday in the Grade 1 Kentucky Blue Stakes, which he won over Crown Him in Times Divide, where he ran a 91 speed figure, and he also won the Grade 3 Tremendous Stakes over a sloppy track, where he ran a 93 over Westwood and Crown Him, and he was 2nd behind Saturday Silence in the Juvenile. Post position number 10 is a homebred for Art Vandelay, and that is Album of the Year. This 3-year-old black colt is sired by Oncoming Storm, and now the URIM mare Swifty has 2 wins from 4 starts, $248,000 in earnings, was second to Close Your Eyes in the Grade 2 Alpha Stakes Week 3 Friday, was third in the Stewards Cup Juvenile Week 16 Thursday, and won the Grade 3 Cape Stakes Week 13 Friday, where he ran a 91 speed figure over Dire Wolf. Post position number 11 is Kilgrave, a homebred for Cleopatra. Has this 3-year-old bay colt is sired by Mana Mystery, and out of the Messiah mare Sacred. 4 wins from 5 starts, $286,000 in earnings. One of the horses that will probably be gunning it for the lead did win the Grade 2 Albuquerque Park Derby Week 4 Monday with a 90 speed figure over Better Now and You Know Who I Am. Then won the Grade 3 Border Derby over Not That Drunk and Dragon Goddess with an 89, and then was second to Happy This Way by a neck in the Grade 2 Louisiana Jackpot, where he ran a career best 98. Post position number 12 is another undefeated horse, and that is Laura Ferguson's homebred Kaiser Soze. This 3-year-old bay colt is sired by Rambling, and out of the Keyboard Courage mare Inspiration. He's 5 for 5 with $387,000 in earnings. His last 3 wins were all 91 speed figures, and they were in the Grade 1 Southern California Derby, where he defeated Yana in Death. And then he won the Grade 2 Pacific Coast Highway Stakes by over Death and the Stone. And then he won, instead of going to the juvenile, he went to the 2-year-old marathon and won that over Be a Little Proud and Charlie St. Clair. Post position number 13 is a homebred for Scott Island, and that is Agnew. He is a 3-year-old dark bay colt sired by Through the Ghosts, and out of the Stay Inside mare Regan. 2 wins from 4 starts, $137,000 in earnings, was second to Storm Up Ahead in the Grade 1 Hot Springs Derby Week 4 Monday, but he did win the Grade 3 I'll Have Another Stakes Week 1 Friday over Dr. Billy and Veracity, was third in the Grade 3 with Kind Regard States in his stakes debut Week 14 Monday behind Scissorhands and Ishtar Gate. Post 14 belongs to Gerard, owned by Rebecca Rose Hepburn and bred by Allie Weasley. This dark bay 3-year-old colt is sired by Man of Mystery, and out of the Rambling mare Sweet or Something. 3 wins from 4 starts, $166,000 in earnings. Won the Grade 2 Panama Derby Week 4 Monday over A Day Like This and Unexpected Twist, where he ran a 92 speed figure, was third in the Grade 3 George Washington Stakes Week 2 Monday in Puerto Rico, behind Allen and Quesapa and Gerard. No, wait, this is Gerard Quesapa, where he ran an 80, and then he wired the field to win the Grade 2 Christmas Cup in the Week 16 Monday over Whirlwind and Coco Black with a 90. Post position 15 is the undefeated Happy This Way, owned by Art Vandelay, bred by the Steward. I believe Art bought this horse as a foal at the TBS mix sale for $13.5 million. He is sired by Easy on the Eyes, and out of the War Daddy mare, Just One Kiss. That has $332,000 in earnings. As I had mentioned, is undefeated, so his last 3 wins were in the Grade 3 Oyster Bay Stakes, Week 3 Friday, where he ran an 89, and then he won the Grade 3 Our Lion Real Stakes with an 88 speed figure on a sloppy track, Week 1 Monday, and then won the Louisiana Jackpot, Week 15, with a career best 100 speed figure over Kilgrave and Labyrinth. Post position number 16 is Has to Know. He is
a 3-year-old black colt owned by Bill Outsilver and bred by the steward. Cost him only $355,000 at the TBS yearling sale. How did that happen? Probably at underbid, huh? Sired by Crusader, and out of the Father's Day mare, Keep It Secret. 4 wins from 6 starts, $314,000 in earnings. Won his last 3 starts, including the Grade 1 New Orleans Derby, Week 4 Friday, where he ran in 87, and then won the Grade 2 Fountain of Gold Stakes, Week 2 Friday, where he ran in 90, and then he also bypassed the Stewards Cup to run in the Trial by Summer Sales Graduate Futurity, which is a Grade 2, wired that field to win that with a career best in 92 speed figure over No Headlights and Weapon of Choice. Post position number 17 is our Stewards Cup Juvenile winner, homebred for John Exet, and that is Saturday Silence. This 3-year-old black colt is sired by Espoir City and out of the Zulu Dancer mare Eve. 3 wins from 4 starts, $1 million in earnings, won the Grade 2 Keyboard Courage Stakes, Week 4 Friday, with a 89 speed figure when he wired that field, won it by 4 lengths over Dr. Lee and Steak Fries, and then was third in the Grade 3 Texan Derby, Week 2 Friday, behind Sir Topham Hatt and Rhinette. And then, of course, he stunned everyone by winning the Stewards Cup Juvenile off of a maiden race, Week 16 Friday, with a 93 speed figure over Circle Life and Album of the Year. And that is this year's field for the Louisville Derby. And we could probably turn it over to the steward so she can talk about the horses that didn't show up here.
Thank you, Nina. Big round of applause for Nina tonight for getting through the night despite not being ready, according to her text to me. So I always appreciate your work, and I know you're losing your voice, so sorry about that. So here we are, the 46th Louisville Derby. And someone asked me yesterday, I think it was, they said, who won the Derby last year? And I was like, oh, Eastern West Side. And then we were like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense because he's like 100. And then I was like, wait, no, it was Tahoe. No, Heart of the Storm. Wait, no, that was a couple years ago. Who the heck was it? And I actually had to it took a long time before we figured out Gryffindor was last year's Derby winner for Elise Peverell. And Gryffindor this year, he did not run in the Desert World Cup, but he has gone 2 for 2 so far this year. Both races are in California, so I do believe he's going to go 2, 4, 8, 12, 16 this year, all in California. And that will be probably ideal for him. But it was too bad he wasn't in the desert tonight. So who's going to add their name to the list? Will it be someone new? Chris Bobby wants her first Derby win. I know Keith Maidlow is super excited about the Stone. Rebecca Rose Hepburn, she could have a huge night. And Danny Derby, I think we all agree he probably deserves one. Comes in with the probable favorite today with Circle of Life. Cleopatra wants one for sure. And Laura Ferguson, she just won the Derby 4 years ago with Crusader. But she and I agree that Kaiser Soze, her best shot in ages. Crusader was a long shot, so. Art Vandelay, he just won the Oaks. Only one trainer has done the Oaks Derby double in the same year, and that was Allie Weasley a good 20-something, 25 years ago. Could he do it with undefeated Happy This Way? Or maybe, kind of like the other Baffert is a handicapping angle, could it be the other Vandelay Album of the Year? Or could it be Saturday Silence all the way on the outside? John Exet earlier this week posted that he figured his horse would draw the outside, and when he did, I was like, wah, wah, of course. It really is random. I swear. I love Saturday Silence's headshot. I pulled open his page, and I just adore it. If this horse wins the Derby, will people breed more horses to Espor City, a $2,000 game point stallion? Or will they chalk it up to luck? Will it be some other long shot? Phil Hoflick could have a huge day. Tune Long is here. I know that Scott Island wants me to call him Mr. something that starts with an A, but I just call him Mr. Something. But it could be with his horse Agnew, which is the name of a street I drive by every day. 1 minute to post, and the betting pool is almost at 150,000, which would be amazing. So if you guys could, get on that, it would be great. Did I what now? I'm not talking. I had to pull up the race call thing. Simmer down, Nina. Okay. Anyway, it's post time. They're off in the 46 Louisville Derby, and Kaiser Soze right to his knees. Kaiser Soze broke horribly, but every other horse broke well, and the big field is coming towards us now. Dragonfly on the lead and unpressured early. The speed duel does not materialize as Dragonfly kicks away. Kilgrave is next and Has to Know is alongside. Circle of Life settling back fourth, then Direwolf. Steelheart is in the fray. Storm up ahead. Close Your Eyes. Gerard mid-pack. Kaiser Soze after the bad break. Album of the Year. The Stone. Be a Little Proud. They're tightly grouped. Happy This Way and Saturday Silence are well back. Agnew and then Quirrell. It's the trailer. Into the clubhouse turn they run, and it's Dragonfly by a length. A pile of horses behind him. Kilgrave Has to Know, then Circle of Life in a good spot. Direwolf. Steelheart is racing strongly. Storm up ahead. Close Your Eyes. Gerard. Kaiser Soze. Album of the Year. The Stone. Be a Little Proud. Happy This Way. Saturday Silence. Agnew. And then Quirrell, and they're racing up the backstretch now. Dragonfly, and he's kicked clear by almost 2 lengths. Kilgrave all alone in second, a length back to Has to Know third. Direwolf has taken over fourth ahead of Circle of Life, who is joined by Storm up ahead and then Steelheart. Gerard and Close Your Eyes. Album of the Year. Kaiser Soze angled out a bit. Be a Little Proud. The Stone. Saturday Silence. Happy This Way back to 15th, and Agnew and Quirrell. They're rounding the far turn. Dragonfly still 2 in front. Kilgrave is asked to set down after him. Has to Know is cracking. Circle of Life inherits third. Steelheart. Storm up ahead. Kaiser Soze is flying through horses now. Here he comes. Direwolf, The Stone, and Saturday Silence has suddenly jumped into the fray. He's 10th now. Happy This Way and Stablemate. Album of the Year. And down the stretch they come. Dragonfly is asked for more. He's all out now. Circle of Life is second, and he's coming on. He's got run. Kilgrave can't stick. Here's Kaiser Soze motoring down the lane. Steelheart. Storm up ahead. The Stone, and Saturday Silence. But it's a 3-horse race. Dragonfly on the rail. Circle of Life in between. Kaiser Soze widest. Dragonfly digs deep. Circle of Life is all out, and Kaiser Soze surging, but Dragonfly gets hit by a neck. Dragonfly, he's won it for Mom. Kaiser Soze and Circle of Life in a photo for second. Steelheart was fourth, with Storm up ahead, Kilgrave, The Stone, and Saturday Silence. What are you whispering to me now, Nina? No, he doesn't have a headshot, but he will soon, I'm assuming. The official winner of the Louisville Derby is Dragonfly. He's a 3-year-old bay colt by Man of Mystery out of Amber by Awake As I Am. He is a homebred for Susie Rydell, and this is his 3rd win in 5 starts. Lightly raced Dragonfly. I don't know how many because it didn't occur to me to check, but Amber has had at least 4 or 5 children run in the Derby and not win. So don't forget to join us next Friday for 3 race calls, including the second leg of the Triple Crown. Is it possible that Kaiser Soze was much the best in that race? And will he get his revenge next out? Find out next time on Baltimore Crown Night. Thank you to Nina, and thank you to all of us for joining us here from Florida. And good luck tomorrow at the real races if you choose to spend money on those. Good night.